Very good. So this is number 3 in our 3-part series of the house-shaped box. And last time we made the walls, and now we're going to take the roof sheet of paper, which is just a little bigger than the wall sheet, and we're going to make the roof out of it. So in this case, we want to have the 4 lines now as the 4 rows, and we have 8 little columns. Now we're going to make the edge of the lid first, and in order to do that, we're going to take these upright rectangles here and here, and we're going to divide each of them the long way into thirds. Now, you don't have to worry yourself about dividing it up equally, because in the end, it'll all be nice and clean. Not that I'm advocating you do untidy work, mind you,
But you don't have to do an S curve.
Well, that's a great idea. No, you don't have to. You don't have to do an S curve. So let's do this edge first. So we're going to fold it first a little less than what we would think is a third. Okay? So if we were to go So if we're going to make that first crease and we fold it over, so this flap and this extra part, we want them to be about the same. And then we're going to take this new edge and fold it to that existing crease, and we have this. Okay? You want to see it again? We need to do it again, so we'll do it. Now, what I like to do is make sure that this edge and this edge are the same. So here's what I do. I unfold that, and then I take and I fold the paper back on itself, so we have this row here. And now we flip it over to the other side and we look for the bottom edge and we fold it there. That makes sure that on all 4 sides that edge is equal. Okay, so there's that band on both sides. And you can go ahead and unfold those now. Now the next set of folds we're going to do are diagonal folds, and I encourage you to draw these lines in pencil first. And they're going to go zigzag up and down across the top and bottoms of the rectangle. So here's the beginning, and we're going to start here, and we're going to go up to the folded edge. And then we're going to go back down.
It's covered up, yeah.
Okay. And then we're going to go back up, and then back down. So those are the creases that we're going to make. And I'll show you how I'm going to do it. But regard here that I'm going to be folding 2 layers at the same time. So if you turn it over to the other side and you look for the line, and remember you want to start and end the lines at a intersection. So there's one. Now we can unfold that, and then we're going to fold it the other way. So we got 1, 2, and now we're going to go this way. And you all know, I've said it to you a million times, it's easier to do the folds away from you than it is towards you, but I'm doing it as it would look correct to you. Until I've had enough of it, then I'll go back. And if you happen to have Ms. Kawate's book, you notice that I've changed the procedure. And I do that all the time. In my view, the diagrams, they're just to get you through it the first time. And then if you have a better way, do it. Okay, so we folded those creases and we folded them one way. And now, just to make it easier model to put together, I'm going to go ahead and reverse those creases. It doesn't make much extra work, but it makes everything go together so much easier. Okay, so now we have the diagonals. Now we're going to make 2 more preparatory creases, and we'll then finally assemble it. So now you notice this angle here and this angle here. Well, what we need to do is make a flap that is 1/3 of that angle. So if we were to envision it, that divided into thirds, we would take that top folded edge and fold it over, and just like we did on the bottom, we're going to make sure that flap is the same angle as the angle below it. And I recommend you reverse those creases as well. Okay, so now we can unfold the paper, and you'll notice that there are diamonds going across.
Wait a minute.
And the ones we're most interested in are the ones here and here. And we're also interested in this crease here and here and here and here. Okay. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this crease and this crease, and we're going to reverse them. Like that. See, the paper used to go like this, but we're now reversing just at that segment. And then we're going to take these 3 rows here and 3 rows here, and we're going to fold them under so that they're like this. Okay? And now we're going to take the edge and we're going to fold this again on itself. And this is the messy part, and this is the reason why I asked you to do it first on a scrap piece of paper. So you see we're making this hip of the roof. I've taken one side, I've taken first this, brought it up, folding that diamond in half, and then the result being we have this triangle and this triangle. And you'll notice we have these extra flaps we have this one here and we have this one here. And what we need to do is neatly tuck those two flaps away. And the first flap we're going to fold under that adjacent roof part, and then the remaining one we're going to fold over. So we have a fold under and a fold over, and if we bring those together, and this little bustle that we made is going to now become three-dimensional. So you see we've brought one flap over to the other, much like we did with the walls. And then go ahead, line them up neatly, and put your clip on. Okay, now let's take a look at how it looks inside. I did a pretty good job for doing it backwards, but you'll notice that there's just a little corner sticking up. Can you see that, Sue? Like right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a big corner.
Well, the big part, that is exactly what we want.
Turn it around. Face me about more.
Okay, so there's what I call the bustle,
Okay.
that V shape.
Okay.
And then you see right here, it's kind of
yeah,
sticking up.
rumpled.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is put it on the table so that that roof angle is lying flat. And I'm just going to take the stick, or maybe even my finger. Okay. So do you notice how that lies down a little nicer?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay. So now we're going to do the same on the other side. And once you do one, we got the angle set up much better. And remember, one flap goes under, one goes over. And then we bring them together. Sometimes it takes a little time to get that bustle into place. Okay, and then we clip it. So this is what we have, and this new flap, that turned out not too bad, but okay. And when you're practicing, you don't want a piece of paper too big, because it's just hard. Remember, we made the one out of 240 millimeter paper. That was a little too much. What I'm using here is about 8 1/4 inch paper. Okay, so once we've done that, we're going to remove one of the clips fold the flap down, okay, and then put the clip back on, go to the other end, and do the same, okay, and now you don't have to put a clip on, you're holding it together, and you can then fold that last flap down, and you're going to go and do the corner as well. And you're going to work your way slowly. See those corners? And then you can pinch them. Okay, and then we go over to the other side. And pull the corner tight. And there is our roof. Here's how it looks this way, and here it is the other way. And does it fit? Let's just make sure. And there it is.